Hello and welcome back to Songs of Six Alpha Test Build. This is going to be a continuation from yesterday's video. I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched it, and I'm excited to bring you guys more of this game. I'm very grateful for Jake the Dev to give me access to this alpha test and be so trusting with my judgment of making a video on it, because it's not easy to do videos as well as kind of test for him. I'm not the only tester. There are dozens of others, probably 150 or so. But as one of the few, I still like to take it seriously and actually give him serious feedback. But this isn't going to be the video for that, because this is for you, the viewer, people who are interested in songs and what's coming. And I'm going to talk about what I think the biggest challenge is going to be coming with the new update. That's going to be population control. People are harder to come by, as well as multi-race cities are harder to run. So currently I have a Talapi city, but I have worked on a multi-race city, and they stop at a specific amount of people. So right now I'm at 115, and I can get 2 more people, which should be fine. I could do that. Grab that. And you'll see that I've got a workforce of -16 people, because a bunch of them are training to be bowmen. This is a basic city. I have a nice wall around it. I have 50 trained guys who can fight, and I'm training 20 archers. The archers are actually just becoming soldiers now and finishing up, so they can come train over here. We've also got new fight pits. The stages are up a little different. They can be upgraded. We have a hunter variant, which is different but similar to the way it used to be. Basically, hunters come here and deliver corpses or cadavers from the outworld. They are leaving the map and coming back with cadavers. So that is something that's going to be really useful. It also seems like the death rate is much lower, especially early on. I haven't lost a single person. Actually, I lost 1 person to starvation, and I immediately cannibalize them and turn them into meat for the people who are starving. Another awesome feature, and I think something that might be taken down a little, is this hunt option. So I can go over here and set these animals to be hunted. You can see this guy, he's already hunting some animals. He's bringing it back. He will slowly drag it all the way there. I think eventually it'll get coded into him walking the roads to get here, but he seems to be taking whatever road he pleases. Oh man, bear with me. All of a sudden just got hit by the worst cold of my life. But I've put about 5 or 6 hours, maybe 7 hours of my life into this game's alpha test so far, and I have nothing but positive stuff to say. There is nothing negative to say about this update. From the new textures, the new icons, the new everything. Everything is just so much better. I really like the food stalls. Canteens were a big annoyance, and eateries were as well. So there's no canteen, there's no eatery. It is now just the food stall and then a restaurant. Restaurants are basically the equivalent of the canteen and the eatery put together, and they give them a better option of food. The tavern is accessed earlier. So if I go into my tech right here, you can see you get access to a lot of these things much earlier. So this is 100 knowledge, where this is 750. Tourism obviously is locked behind a pretty decent wall. But for example, plumbing, bathroom upgrades, and then obviously you need to get a hospital first now instead of the physician who you used to get first. So a lot of things are in a better organization. The pattern is a little more obvious, and it makes more sense of what to go for. And I also think there's more open-ended playthroughs, because currently I'm building a city that has no goal. I haven't even made any fabric. I am not making iron, barely making anything. But I'm still doing well with money. I sell wood at $1 a pop. Excess wood, I should say, and stone if I have some. But then I'll switch these to other resources that I have a good number of. Let's say I had some good amounts of herbs. or opiates, I would switch that over. But currently I've had a very low workforce for the last couple of years because I've been training and I've been at war with a slightly buggy enemy. The diplomacy of factions is going to be a lot more difficult, I should say, than you're used to, because they do have thoughts. So, for example, Hoogland did not like that I was trading with Furlison, and he declared war on me. And now this is all subject to change, but as of now, that's something that will likely occur to you as well. So be aware that early on, having large sums of money and no soldiers will attract enemies. So early on, I tend to have about $60,000. Sometimes I'll have more, especially around this amount of population, because all I'm doing is selling, 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 and I'll buy things that I need, roughly like metal and things like that, just to make the base amount of weaponry or whatever I need. But now that the meta has changed, I feel like I'm more comfortable giving everyone a bow. See, we're training our bows up because archery is a harder thing to achieve. You can unlock it, but you have to get through soldiering first. So it's going to take about 1,500 knowledge to get archery. And then a boyar as well, which will take you 300 total with this. Boyars are naturally skilled, as Talapis I should say, they're naturally skilled at boyaring. That gives me a boost already to creation. So we've got a good production rate, and I have another one here. But early on, you're going to want to avoid these huge warehouses and huge workshops because you don't have the resources you normally have. You don't have access to a lot of the things you used to have. So iron costs a lot more money. And that's all variable on who you're next to and what their economy is like. So for example, if I sell something to my neighbor Hoogland, we're going to go back to Hoogland, he likes to buy things at a pretty decent rate. So for one furniture, he'll give you 15 gold. I can actually go in here and barter, let's say 10 furniture, and have him give me a specific amount of money. That obviously is way too much for him. So if I typed in, let's say 150, he's just a little unhappy with that. So 145, still not happy about that. Perfect. Just two gold over, and he'll send that money over to me. So if you were really short on money, you could easily do that. He's your trade partner, so he'll immediately take those items. If he has a want for it, it will be in the bartering amount. You can check on his goods by going like this, and you can see exactly how many goods he has stored. So for example, he has a lot of, let's see, clay. Clay is something he has plenty of. So if you try to sell him clay, you're obviously not going to get anywhere. But alcohol, he doesn't have very much of, and he's likely willing to buy it for a good amount. So there's a trade-off to knowing what your neighbors have. So let's see, if this guy is buying livestock at 26, he's only buying it at 16. That's a full 10 gold under. Now you can put that on your export depot here and select livestock, and you can see that it's 26 there and 16 there. You can choose special orders from here, and I believe you can set a price cap for the minimum you're willing to sell something at. So let's say I want to sell this, and I'd like to sell more than 15% of my stock, which should be above 24 items. I can set this to be at 20. So that way I don't sell to people who are not willing to pay me more than 20 per livestock. That stuff, that is what makes this new update so much more fun, so much more interesting, and there is so much I have yet to even get into. That is just me delving into one of the menus. There are plenty of menus that I don't even dig into and that other people know about. So when you get this game and the new update, I thoroughly recommend you build multiple cities and play through it yourself, especially in the beta, because everything is going to change. The final version of this game is not going to be the game you see today, and that's why I love songs. And I just want to say thank you all again for the enormous amount of support on the first video. and I'd be lucky to even see that on this one. Be sure to leave a comment or anything you want to know about this series or what's coming, or just general feedback, because I will respond to them in the next video or in the comments themselves. You guys are lovely, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.